Good morning, my little dumpster fire babies. How is everyone doing this morning? I hope that your day is off to a wonderful, fantastic start. If this is your first time here, hi, my name is Carrington. I would love for you to join this dumpster fire family. Even if it's not your first time here, you maybe have been here a time or two. I definitely invite you to hit that subscribe button, click the little bell. If you enjoy testing new makeup videos, then definitely give this video a thumbs up. And let's go ahead and let's dive on into testing out some new makeup. So I have purchased some new makeup. I haven't filmed in a long time, in like weeks probably. Work has just been absolutely insane, so I just haven't had a ton of time. But I did order a little bit. I'm not ordering as much as I used to. I'm trying to definitely be a little bit more mindful with like my money and what I'm using. So what is it that we're going to try out today? So we definitely have a few products. So first is I have this from the Cream Shop. I've never heard of them, but they did release in Ulta. And this is the Clear Glow Essence Serum. So I want to put that on before we put anything else on. Just try that out. I have this from Glow Recipe. This is a Strawberry BHA Pore Smooth Blur Drops. So this is supposed to be pore refining and a blurring serum. Then I have this from Pacifica. This is the Kind Glaze. It's a dewy glow layer. I then have a lip oil. This is from Kula. This is the Lip Lux Hydrating Oil and Golden Glow. I have a little sample. This is from K-Skin. This is a face lotion with SPF, so I definitely want to try that as well. We then have the Charlotte Tilbury highlighter. Hold on, let me see if I can open this. There we go. Okay. Oh. Okay, so my pan is really loose, so I did not realize that, and I'm super nervous to do anything with it at this point. I have this from Dominique Cosmetics. I don't know if this is brand new, but it was new to the Sephora website. But this is the Essentials palette. I personally have not heard anybody talk about it. Yeah, no, anybody that I watch hasn't really talked about it, so I'm guessing maybe this is new, but maybe not. I don't know, but this is really pretty. It's definitely like a very good basic neutral palette. You know, your essentials, right? Then we have this foundation. This is the new Laura Mercier Real Flawless Weightless Perfecting Foundation. I have mine in Cool Vanilla. Vanille. Then I have this from Givenchy. This is my first ever Givenchy product. I know, like, who am I? But this is the Prisme Libre Skin Caring Concealer. And then lastly is I have two blushes. These are the new blushes from Lady Gaga, House of Labs. I have Dragon Fruit Days, which seems like it's going to be more of like a bubblegum pink or more of like a Dior dupe maybe. And then I have this one right here, which is a little bit deeper. This is Watermelon Bliss. You know what? Now that I sit here and look at these colors, I honestly think when I purchased the Too Faced, I literally purchased these two exact same shades only in Too Faced formula. You know? All right. Okay. So these are all the products that we're going to be testing out today. So go ahead, buckle on down, grab a snack, grab makeup brushes, grab your pillow, grab your blankies, and let's dive in. All right, so we're gonna go ahead, we're gonna start out with the skincare. I do wanna preface this by saying, if you can hear my dogs, I apologize. It's snowing here, right? Here we are, middle of March, freaking snowing. On my birthday, today's my birthday too, March 18th, Pisces. But it's snowing outside, and one of my dogs is just like obsessed with wanting to go out there. I don't know, she keeps sniffing around, so I'm sure something has been through our yard. But I'm like, girl, you cannot stay outside. It is like, wind chill is like -2, and I'm just like, no. Girl, you don't have a lot of hair, so we're not doing that. So we're gonna start off with this Cream Shop Clear Glow Essence Serum. So this has a vitamin C, glycolic acid, willow extract. This is made in Korea. And it says apply serum and gently massage into cleansed skin. Use twice daily, morning and evening. For me personally, in my skincare routine, I would probably just use this in the morning. Usually I have like some glow serums and I use them predominantly in the morning. So this is like 1 dropper full. It's a lot. It's very runny. And so we're just going to start massaging this into the skin. My skin has been cleaned and moisturized. But yeah, that gives a very, very nice glow. It feels hydrating, but it doesn't feel like oily. It doesn't feel very like thick and heavy. It just feels really nice, and like my skin just got a really good drink of water. It feels a little bit more plumped. And again, it really gives like that really pretty radiant glow. Now this does say something, oh, I don't know, this didn't come in a box. I'm pretty sure it probably should come in a box, because I feel like most skincare does. Mine did not come in a box. But I did think I heard something that this also kind of helps with acne. So I will use glow serums that aren't necessarily specified for trying to help with acne, but I heard that, I had seen like on Ulta's website. I will leave a little like thing right here if it is in fact something that's supposed to help with acne. Oh, yes. Okay, I wasn't crazy. There was a little sticker that was on it. Helps prevent and treat acne. So if you are somebody who has acne and you want to have a really glowy serum, but you're nervous that the glowy serums are going to be too glowy, are going to make your acne flare up, this might be a good one to try. It may be a good option. So then we're going to go into this K-Skin. This is the Isle Glow Face Lotion SPF 45. So this is a pearlescent UVA, UVB protective sunscreen that will illuminate the skin and tones for an instant island glow. So right now, today, I think we're just going to be real glowy, which let me tell you, I am okay with. So let's just see. Okay. There weren't any like options for shades, like different shades. Yeah, I don't think it really changed my skin tone any. But it does have a very interesting scent. It doesn't really smell like sunscreen. It doesn't really smell like skincare. I can't really put my finger. It kind of smells like a plant, but not like a florally plant. Just like a plant. And again, we do have some more extra added glow. My skin was already glowy, but I feel like now it's like super like intense. So, okay, so here we go. And then I want to go ahead and I want to use this to like hydrate my lips. I really like my lips to be hydrated before going in with makeup. So this is the Kula Luxe Hydrating Lip Oil. So it's organic. 70% organic is what it says. It has SPF in it, so I'm so happy with that. Then it states that it is farm to face, plant protection. Oh boy, these are hard to read. Antioxidant enriched, gluten-free, vegan, cruelty-free, nourishes and protects broad spectrum SPF 30, which I personally, again, I'm a huge fan of SPF. I have these like chapsticks that have SPF in it. I put that on. Okay, so here's like the little applicator. How interesting. Okay, this is very slick. Yes, very slick. Applicator is interesting. Like it doesn't make it like cooling or anything like that. It's just, yeah. Now, I will say, it is starting to leak into my mouth. This is just very, very runny. I like other lip oils such as like Lunar Beauty or ColourPop. That's like a little bit thicker, but also it's probably not as organic or anything like that like this one is. It doesn't have a great taste. And again, I can't stop it from just going into my mouth. So just be mindful of that. Just something to think about. You're going to purchase this. It does not taste well, and it's just runny. It's very runny. Okay, so my face has sat down. it doesn't feel, my face just feels really good. Like, it just feels really good, really hydrated, nice and plump. But it doesn't feel like oily or anything like that. And I have like this really pretty glow, but it's not oily. So I'm a fan of that. I like to do my eyes first. So I have zoomed you all in. And we are going to go ahead and let's dive on into some of the swatches of the palette. So this palette truthfully did not swatch the best. The shimmers felt very hard and scratchy putting my fingers in. Same with the mattes. They just kind of feel very hard and scratchy. But we'll go ahead and we'll go over, the shimmers. So we have this first one here, which is Grateful. In the pan, it looks very, very purple, but actually it's more of a brown once I swatch it with purple shift to it. The next one is Pretty Kind. Again, it's kind of similar. This one's a little bit more of like a peachy with kind of like a champagne shift. Well, then we have Q Linda, and this is a gold with like a pink shift. We have Affirmation. This is kind of a peachy brown with a gold shift. And then we have this really pretty bronze, which is Confident. Again, these mattes did not perform very well. They did not swatch very well. So the first one is Mi Amo, and this is, it's supposed to be a lot more mauve-y, but this is what we're getting, is not much of anything. It's just not the best. It's just not like swatching the best. Next up is going to be Compassion. This is a warm toned brown. We have the shade right here called Positivity. This is supposed to be like a white beige type of shade. Again, it just isn't swatching the best. Next is True Self. This is more of a neutral type brown. And then this is supposed to be Fearless, which is supposed to be a black. And again, as you can tell, these just are not swatching the best. I'm really nervous for the eye look. I may have to switch palettes, truthfully. We'll see. So I'm just going to go ahead and I'm going to start off with Mi Amo. That's what I'm going to start off with. And I will try to make a decision as to whether I would like to stick matte or try a shimmer. I don't know what I want to do yet, but okay, let's go ahead. Let's start. Okay. All right. So there is some slight kick up in the pan. And again, though, it's not really, okay. Try this again. Some kick up in the pan, and it wasn't really providing a ton of pigment, so I am building it up, trying to layer it some. I feel like when I first put it on, it really does like look really pigmented, but then when I go to blend it out, it's just kind of like where did you go? Okay. I'm not gonna lie, if this is how the whole palette is gonna be, I don't know how essential this will be to my collection. I might have other palettes that will be more essential to me. Happy birthday to me. Oh, well, I probably might get monetized for that. Who knows? Okay. Alright, so I think that's pretty good for a transition. Again, it does take a lot of building, and then even then, I just don't feel like this color is quite what it is in the pan, truthfully. But it's fine. It's fine. I don't know. I just don't care for this. Especially like the money I sent. Well, I did send it to Sephora to purchase it, but I just feel like my money was really not well spent, truthfully. So I want to move on into that like neutral brown, which is True Self. And there's like so much kick up in the pan, but like not a lot on the brush. It's just like that's the part that's weird to me. So I'm going to start putting that in like the crease area. It's literally not even showing up. Okay, there we go. So with these, just don't tap your brush off. I don't notice any fallout though by tapping my brush off. I don't know if I like this palette. I don't think I like this palette. I don't think I like this. Oh, no, I don't. Okay, can we see? I really don't like this. I do not like this at all, Sam. I am. Okay. It's gonna be fine. We're gonna just work with it. Then I'm gonna take that Fearless shade, which is that black. Like, listen, I'm like literally tapping in here and I'm not getting like hardly any product off. But okay. Yeah, it's not bad though. Like, this one is definitely a lot more pigmented than the other ones. I am kind of having issue with it getting it to stick like right here. Usually I don't have a ton of problems with that, but like for whatever reason I really am struggling with this. There we go. Like, you know what? I don't even know if I even want to. Okay, let me just see like what shimmers like would look like out of the ones I would even consider. Should be these three. They all just kind of look the same. Okay, let's see what happens if I take that Positivity shade, which is like that white shade, and we just kind of start packing that onto the lid. It's not terrible. We'll have to kind of do this a few times. Is this from Pacifica. This is the Kind Glaze Dewy Glow Layer. So this has ceramide, vegan collagen, vegan squalene. It's supposed to be a hydrator plus glacier. I don't know. So I'm gonna shake it. It doesn't say anything about shaking it up, but you never know. And this is the little kind of applicator. Okay. Okay, interesting. All right. I can feel a little bit of the hydrating properties because this is slightly thick. Yeah, it's a little thick. Yeah, it's thick for sure. So this is definitely one I would definitely need to have like sink in a little bit before I do anything else, just because of how thick it is. Oh, okay. Like I was just saying, like it's thick. And like my cheek part though has already like, you know, sat down, and it still feels thick, you know, a nice glow, but it just it feels more, a little bit more, I wouldn't say, it's not quite matte, but it's not quite hydrating and radiant either. It's very interesting. So then we have this from Glow Recipe, which is probably going to be a shock as to why I would purchase this, because again, my skin is very, very dry, but I do like something that is good. And okay, next of all, this lip oil is like gone. It's gone already. And it still tastes terrible. But this is supposed to help like reduce like your pores and things like that. And you can use this for your skincare routine, you know, only, or it says you can use this to prime makeup. So it's definitely going to be a little bit more mattifying. I'm gonna go ahead, shake this up, and I'm gonna be very, very careful with this because, oh, that might be a good amount to start with. I don't really smell much to it. It does have like a little bit of like not like a straw, like a fake strawberry scent. I am talking like a full-fledged, like natural strawberry, like you would get from the garden, like one of those kinds of strawberry scent. And it's not overpowering at all. Like I really can barely notice it. Okay, so we put this on. I'm not gonna lie, I'm not noticing anything with it super blurring my pores, like honestly, at all. I can feel it drying down like matte. So for me, this may be like a waste of money for me because I don't want matte all over my face. I wanted something that was really going to blur, not necessarily, like smooth over my pores, so foundation would go over it better. And I just find with this, like that's just not really the case, like at all. While I wait for my other lash glue to get a little bit dry, I'm gonna go ahead and start on the foundation. I will say lashes are definitely helping some. So this is the Laura Mercier Real Flawless Weightless Perfecting Foundation. Okay, hi, are we here? Whew, so this is supposed to be long wearing. It's supposed to blur the fine lines between makeup and skin to reveal a healthier looking complexion. We shall see. The skin loving formula provides perfecting medium buildable coverage. I love a good medium coverage. So weightless, you'll forget you're wearing anything at all. All right, and again, I have mine in the lightest shade that you can get. This is a very aesthetically pleasing bottle. It's got like that glass. It's got like a very pretty like lid, a nice pump. So let's go ahead, let's get one pump. Okay, that's more like 3 pumps, and that may be like a regret. I don't know. Okay. Actually, I don't really regret this. I think this is looking quite nice. I don't really bring my foundation up underneath my eyes. That's what the concealer is for, is underneath my eyes. But let me see what we're looking like. Ooh, that's pretty. It's very pretty. It's really sinking into my skin. Okay. I don't think, it may not be. Okay. Especially like in my lip area. I think like on the cheeks and stuff, it looks pretty good. So now we're ready to move on into this Givenchy concealer. This has a very, very, very pretty packaging. Now this is marketed as only being medium coverage. For concealers, I usually like something a little bit, and here's the doe foot, more concealing. But we'll just see how well this works. That's not bad. It's definitely medium coverage. You can still kind of see a little bit of like my dark circles. So for me, I would probably use a color corrector underneath, which is totally 100% a-okay, fine with me. It's very, very pretty. It is very, very radiant. I'm not really finding it sinking heavily into my fine lines. I will, for the sake of this, try to see if we can maybe build up a little bit on the coverage right here where I need it the most, but also do know that sometimes a concealer just maxes out, right? Like the level of coverage you can get sometimes just maxes out, and this may not be super good for like full coverage and may just need a color corrector. Yeah, I mean, I think it built up a little bit, but again, I think medium coverage is about the gist. If you need a little bit more full coverage underneath your eyes or in another area, consider color correcting or consider a different concealer. But it's very, very pretty. So let's go ahead and let's move on into the lower lash line for this portion of the video. And we're going to start off with the Mia Mo. I'm just going to kind of try to copy. I'm going to do something maybe slightly a little bit different on the lower. I'm going to start with the pink and just smoke that out a lot. And then I'll take that black shade and kind of hug it a little bit closer. That lash line. And then for the inner corner, I'm not gonna go into this palette at all for anything on the inner corner. I'm actually gonna go into my Unearthly Cosmetics Warms the Blood. Love this palette, so good. And I'm gonna go into Stone, which is that white shade, and put that in my inner corner, and also put this on the lid, like really brighten that lid up. Yep, Unearthly. I now want to move on into the blushes, and I honestly think with the look we have, this one that's like a little bit more cool will probably be our best option. The other one's a little bit more deeper and a little bit more warm. So these are the House Labs Color Fuse Blush. This one is in Dragon Fruit Days. Oh yeah, that's gonna be so pretty. Okay, where's my blush brush? Okay, so I'm gonna take it on a brush. Wow, that packs some color. So let's just, SpaghettiOs. I did not expect that to be as pigmented as it is. Hello. Just kind of start stamping that out. And the same thing over here, because holy guacamole, I was not expecting that. Okay. I'm just going to pick up a little bit because this one is just not really blending out quite as well. It's a really pretty blush, and these sink really well into the skin. I literally don't know why I'm going overboard with blush. Like, I don't know why, but here I am going way too overboard. See, I knew it, and I still did it. Like, Carrington, you knew it, girl, you knew it, but you still went for it. So these are very pigmented blushes, but they're very, very pretty. Like, they sink nicely, like, into the skin. Like, that is so pretty. Last thing we have to try from this haul is going to be the highlighter from Charlotte Tilbury, which makes me a little bit nervous to use because it is so loose in there, but wow, that is so pretty as well. Like, dang. Hello, Mars. Thank you. You can call me anytime. Call me, beat me if you want to reach me. When you want to page me, it's okay. Trying to do this, I don't get, like, you know, points docked. Kim Possible. Kim Possible. Okay, I'm very, very impressed with that. It's a very pretty formula. So here's the completed and final makeup look, testing out some new products. I definitely have some thoughts on these products. So let's go ahead, let's dive on into my ranking portion. So coming in last place is this palette. I was not wowed by this at all. The quality just isn't there for me. The packaging just isn't there for me. This product as a whole, honestly, just like it, I honestly feel like I might just return it because for me it just wasn't worth it. Next up is going to be this lip oil. It's so runny that it like literally just runs into your mouth and it doesn't taste good. And then honestly, this wears off in like no time at all. I am appreciative that it has SPF, so that's like one redeeming quality. But again, it wears off in no time flat. That like honestly, is it really going to protect you from the sun that much? Probably not. So this was not good. Next up, this is a good, I think it's a decent product if you're in this market. So this is the Glow Recipe. So So this is definitely very mattifying. I was able, it was mattifying. So I would definitely use that for my pores, but I wanted it to be more pore blurring. I did eventually go over this with like the e.l.f. putty primer because that was just sitting out next to me, and that did a much better job than this for like literally a fraction of the cost. But if you're somebody who really wants your oils to be like kept at bay, maybe not necessarily so much like a pore blurring, I think then you will like this. But just because I am so dry, I wouldn't mind it being matte if it was in my like T-zone where my pores are large, but it didn't do anything for my pores and it just mattified. So for me, that's just not a product for me. Next up is going to be this foundation. I did use quite a few pumps. I may need to try this where I don't use quite as many pumps, but I will say once I sat it with the powder, it actually worked a lot better. It really looked really cakey beforehand, so I really probably need to maybe just try one pump and see how much of my face I can cover before going in with any more pumps. See if that helps. So this is just one I need to play around with more, maybe using less pumps, but I am appreciative of like the radiance that it gave, and I am very appreciative of the like it only being like medium coverage. Those are things that I personally enjoy the most. So but it was just like it was still really cakey, and I don't know if it was just because of like the primers that maybe it wasn't mixing well. So I do have like a priming system that I really do love, so I'm going to try that with that, and I can give a more updated review later. Next up is going to be this Pacifica Kind Glaze. This is interesting. It's just so thick, and it's not like like goopy thick or anything like that, but it definitely does feel thick on the face. It does provide a glow. It does provide some hydration, but the hydration doesn't last very long. It very much just sinks into the skin, and then feels just kind of thick. And leaves a nice glow. So for me, this isn't like my favorite glowy primer. I have other ones I like more, like the e.l.f. Charlotte Tilbury. I would choose those over that, but it's not terrible. Next up is going to be this glow serum. I really do like it. I think it's provided a great glow. It was hydrating. I like that it's going to prevent and protect against acne, because although I have really dry skin, I do get hormonal acne, and sometimes that hormonal acne can take forever to go away. Like I still have a zit here. Gone down quite a bit in here, and I got that like it's been over 2 weeks now, and it's just now going away. So hormonal acne definitely hits me, so I could be very appreciative of it being able to help protect and fight against acne. Next up is going to be this K Skin Broad Spectrum SPF. I really did like it. It's not my favorite SPF. I have other favorite SPFs, but I don't think that's bad at all. It does have like a tint to it, and when you put it on, like initially you would think it doesn't really have that much of a tint, but when you look up close, it does kind of, especially for my skin tone, because I'm like fair. Like looking at that, like it just added a little bit of yellowness to the skin that I wish wasn't there, but it's not a bad SPF option. Next up is going to be the Charlotte Tilbury highlighter. I'm not going to hold this up because I don't want it to drop out like that palette did. But the Charlotte Tilbury highlighter, I think is very pretty. It gives a very pretty glow. Again, I went overboard with it. You don't have to go this overboard, but I think it's a very beautiful highlight. It kind of reminds me of like Pat McGrath, which is one that I love, and it kind of also reminds me of the cookie highlighter from Benefit, which is one of my all-time favorites. So I am like a huge fan of this. Coming in second place is going to be this Haus Labs blush. Now this is very pigmented. I was able to sheer it out, but these are they're very beautiful. And I find it best to really just like kind of tap it in and then buff it out, because it does kind of stick wherever you put it first. And then if you just buff it out, it's really pretty, and it sinks into the skin. It almost kind of like, I'm almost thinking like, oh, I must have just put on like a cream product, because it sinks in like it would be a cream product. It doesn't look heavy. It doesn't look texturized or anything like that. It's seriously so pretty. Like honestly, like up close, it's almost like, oh, her like, it must naturally be that pink. Like obviously it's not, like everybody's gonna know that's not, but it's stunning. Stuntina. And in first place is going to be this concealer. Now I did say like it didn't cover like up my dark patches, my dark circles a whole lot, but I said I could color correct. I do appreciate because it played really well with the powder. the powder that I used, and it was medium coverage, and I can just use a color concealer and be completely and totally happy with that. A medium coverage concealer is fine. It was radiant. It didn't sink into my fine lines. It was very, very beautiful. My under eyes looked very hydrated, brightened, absolutely stunning. So that was definitely a win for me. I haven't tried a lot from Givenchy. I am picky because, again, I don't want to waste my money on stuff. And some of their stuff has like hit or misses, but I'm very, very happy with this, and I will continue using that. So that is it for today's video. I hope that you all enjoyed. If you did, then give this video a thumbs up. Don't forget to hit that subscribe button, click the little bell so you'll be notified of all my future uploads. Thank you guys so much for hanging out with me, and I will see you all in my next one. Bye.